And we wanted to
just I maybe it was just my upbringing.
Oh,
it happened to me, but
I would have to blame it on.
Just stop.
Oh,
and I was all cotton mouth, so I couldn't just spit on her back.
Well, I did see, and I don't know if it's Alabama, Georgia. When we were talking about the little boy from Struthers, that the charity like about rowing.
And now it's... Yeah, I see bad things. Can't keep switching shit up.
No.
You know, just like the yellow for the kid that likes to play plates, you know, down on the bumper and the little thing. Inside that, my son got pulled over and can be seen. They're saying that this kid didn't have a license plate on the back of the thing, but it was in the fucking back window. They were on a dark fucking highway. So, that gun's on you. Oh, what the fuck is going on? I ain't getting out the car. Especially nowadays. He's like, dude, or he said, officer, I'm not going to lie to you. I am honestly afraid for my life. I am not getting out this car. Can you please tell me what... This one cop, the older dude, started talking about, you're going to ride the lightning, this and that, you know. Now, they try to say the cop de-escalated because he went from going to the gun in the hand to the taser in the hand to, like, mace in the hand. But in my eyes, they realized he wasn't going to be a threat, and they were still just being a dick to him. So we can't shoot him because his hands are right here. He keeps saying that he's just afraid and he doesn't know what's going on. So, dude got up, and I mean, it wasn't even 6 inches from his fucking face, and shot this mace into this kid's face. Now, in the military, we're even in boot camp, you know, we have to go through the mustard gas thing, right. You know. Sucks, the fucking mace sucks dick, but it don't affect us like it affects regular people that, you know, just out of nowhere just got some shit in their face. So, most mechanics know too. They get antifreeze, they get gasoline, they get oil, we've gotten fucking rust in our eyes. You know, fuck, after a while you get kind of used to it. So the kid's sitting there and he's like, you know, you can tell it's hurting him and he's trying to stay calm. And they're still trying to pull him out this car. You know, they're telling him he better get out the car and take his seatbelt off. He's like, I can't fucking see. Somebody's gonna, you know, he didn't say it like that, but he stayed very calm. Now, like I said, I respect Officer Tatum. He does the Tatum Report and the Tatum.com. He got all kind of videos. He's an ex-cop. He breaks down a lot of things. But he kept dogging the fuck out of this soldier. Saying he was acting smug. Saying he was like trying to be a social justice warrior. I saw nothing, any of that in this kid. You know, he did... I felt like that kid did absolutely nothing wrong at all. And being a soldier, having his bibs on, his stripes showing. He even had a gun on him. Nobody says anything about that. He didn't even reach for the gun. He kept his hands up at all fucking time. He had his sidearm. He was no threat, and them cops knew he was no threat. And they still decided to be that dude is a piece of shit. None of that was justified. You know, that... And that goes back to the first shooting I was talking about. If this is the way you're training your cops... Because that lady who shot that kid... She was training the officer who's actually detaining the kid. She was training him. So if this is the way you're training your cops in Minnesota, Minneapolis, wherever the fuck that was at... Yeah, all y'all guys gotta go. So somebody got to redo everything. This got to start from scratch. Bitch has been here 26 years? This is what you're teaching people? Nah, you got to go. You got to go. And she resigned, but that doesn't say 26 years of that being okay. Stupid shit like that. You know, she might have not shot people all like that, but the carelessness, the just, this is who you're training. The bitch, and then all she was like, I shot him. Everybody else was looking at her like, what the fuck you just did? I shot him. Man, you know, the accidental shooting thing, there's a very fine line there. A very fucking fine line there. And I feel like even if this was accidental, you gotta go to court, man. This is not a justifiable anything. You know, that guy, tasers are yellow, bright yellow. Everyone I've seen. You seen any of them, any different colors?
I have not, but I don't. That doesn't necessarily mean there's not.
Bright yellow.
But they're all. I mean, from what I understand, they're always clearly identifiable as not a firearm.
Yeah. You know, and a lot of cops hold them on their chest.
I've also never, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen or whatever, but I've never seen a law enforcement personnel wear them like on the same side or next to each other.
No. They even
they're
said
either
that's not
on
protocol.
opposite sides, or
your gun is
the
on
gun's
your
on the
strong
hip,
side.
and I have seen tasers like more in the torso,
right,
or on the other hip, opposed to the firearm.
See, I guess their protocol, whatever it is,
because you see them. I mean, you see them all
gun is
around
on
here.
your strong
Gun,
side, so
right?
if you're right
and
or
then
left,
and then you reverse mounted. The
opposite,
taser's reverse mounted on the other side, so you can still draw with your dominant hand.
Because that was another thing that was brought up. You physically have to do an unnatural motion to get your taser.
Correct.
So, how the fuck you think you got your taser? I think she lost control of the situation and then she didn't want to be shown up. She tried to get some kind of fear or intimidation, and she stepped on her dick. And what gets me, there's 2, maybe 3 other cops there. 2. Nobody stopped her. Nobody said, hey. Nobody, like, what the fuck you do? Like, when she first had that gun, that rookie cop, rookie or not, you're a fucking cop. Hey, that's not a taser. Not a taser. Not a taser. Hey, hey. She's screaming taser. Was she high? Anybody ever think of that? Was that bitch fucking high or drunk?
How do you, as a cop, have your taser in your hand? Have your gun in your hand, screaming taser?
I could see...
They feel totally different.
Yeah, I could see if she was the rookie. Then maybe.
I mean,
But 26 years, dude.
This does bring up a point, though. Count all law enforcement. City, county, state, federal. They are only... Their accuracy as far as shots fired compared to shots on target is national average, roughly about 30-40%. Most jurisdictions' training is completely inadequate. Once a year, maybe once every other year, they have to go to the range. And we went through, when we got our CCW certifications, we were lucky enough to have 2 range officers from YPD were the guys that actually gave our class. So we went through, for our qualifying, hands-on at the range, you go through the same test that city police officers have to go through to get certified. The difference is, for the class, it's not timed. It is timed, and you have to be under a certain time for the police department. Just for fun, though, especially with a couple of us that were more familiar with firearms, he ran a clock anyways, She actually was the most amazing out of the class, not because of time, but because she was actually having problems with her firearm. It kept hanging up. Like she'd get one shot off, and then when it would hang up, and it wouldn't put the next round in the barrel, and the slide would hang open, and she didn't miss a beat. She just cleared, fired. It hung up again. She cleared. She completed the course and even completed it under time, even though we didn't have to. And both of them were really impressed with how she just stayed cool. She didn't fuck up at all. She didn't.
Maria did real good.
You know, like a lot of people would have might even like turned around and been like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Oh, dude.
She kept the load.
Let me put in this little silly story, dude. You'll love this.
She kept that round that hung up, even though it didn't go off. She kept it. When she pulled it out of the firearm to reset the firearm, she even put it down and put it down range, like pointed it down range.
Do you remember
badass.
the old, like I think it was the original Police Academy, or maybe
the first one? Man, I've tried to watch the first one recently.
What was the old one with the old people in it?
I think it was the one. The second one was better.
The one with the old people in it.
I don't remember what that is, but I remember
that. So, me, Jackie, and my daughter had CCW class, and it's range time. So they're like, did anybody bring their own guns? A few people did, and the rest they had, the guns that were there. So this little old lady, dude, she looked like the fucking the old lady from Golden Girls. The
Sophia.
Yeah. This look, you knew she did dirt in her day. Don't let that fucking little pretty old lady fool you. She pulls out this old school 357 fucking silver pearl handle. This could you show me how? Bitch, you know how to shoot that gun. You know how to shoot that gun. Don't act like she brought that gun out. She was acting all scared. Bah, bah, bah. I ain't even shoot. You look like you're 170 years old, like you was Mussolini's hitman. That straight like, Grandma knew what the fuck she was doing. She was like, if this cancer test comes back fucking positive, I'm taking motherfuckers out.
Since I've been sick the past couple of days, I watched some. Like back. Remember when you'd be homesick from school back in the day? The shows that were on TV during the day, like I watched those on a couple of the streaming.
You pulled a fry.
Yeah. So I watched the first episode of Golden Girls.
Oh wow.
And they explain what's up with.
Sophia.
Uh-huh. She had a stroke, and the part of her brain that she had a stroke in is the part of your brain that will make you like think about something before you say it, or like your filter. In the storyline, it was built in that she didn't have one anymore. That's why she would just hit you with a fucking insult.
That's odd as fuck.
Because Blanche was going out and she told her she looked like a prostitute and was
always.
And
dude, that was my grandma.
Betty White's character, Rose, was like, feeling bad for her. She's like trying to, tell her to be quiet, and Blanche goes. That she's the one that explained it. She goes, sweetheart, she can't help it. She just says what comes into her mind. It's okay. You just got to learn to let it not bother you. But they wrote that into the first. I never knew that.
I didn't either.
Dude, I watched the first episode of Sanford and Son last week.
Dude, I want to see if I can find that.
Dude, do you know how fucking ignorant that show was?
Yeah.
And I used to watch that with my grandma all the time, but that very first one, dude, that was blatant, like, elder abuse. Blatant, like,
really?
oh
I'm gonna have
my
to check it out.
God. I was like, wait a minute. Red Fox was supposed to be the dominant character in this. That very first episode, you're like, Jesus Christ, why do people keep watching this? Oh my God. Like, and I didn't remember that first episode. I didn't remember it at all. It was Lamar.
Right. But also, too, not only that, like, watching it as an adult is different than watching it as either a kid or an adolescent or even a young adult. Like even in our 20s and stuff, we had some mentalities that were still very, younger than we were just because of the shit we did. I mean, it's just fact.
Jeffersons are still funny.
Absolutely, yeah. But to now go back and watch some of those shows, especially watching them from the beginning, like. One, I don't ever remember seeing the first episode of Golden Girls because I was always you never saw it in order.
Remember that.
You know what I mean? Like by the time we were watching that stuff, it was just reruns and an episode or two came on in the middle of the day to fill air.
See,
So
me,
it
that
wasn't
was a
even sometimes.
spin-off of Maude.
Sometimes you'd see an episode like Monday. You'd see an episode from season 1, and Tuesday you'd see an episode from season 13. But you never knew that.
What was
Right.
that show
You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
We never saw things in order. Watching stuff now as an adult, like
We get season 1, episode 34.
and it's totally things are a lot different in the shows, and I think part of that's also being an adult, having wisdom, having maturity and life experiences, but I think some of it's also because now that's how we watch shows. We watch shows to from the beginning to the end,
Right.
instead of just this is on, so let's watch it for surface face value. We actually look at.
What was the show? Was it actually called Mama's Family? What was it called? Where Carol Burnett was?
Yeah. Mama's Family with
Yeah.
the old lady.
Wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yep, I used
it
to
was
watch it
Carol.
all the time,
No,
too.
it wasn't Carol Burnett. It was
Carol Burnett played Mama.
I thought she did.
Yeah, she did. I was thinking the other one that she's
Yeah, but
she's
that wasn't
partnered
connected
with,
to the Golden Girls. Maude was connected to the Golden
Maude.
Girls.
Okay.
Because
I never
B.
really
Arthur-
watched Maude. B. Arthur was Maude.
Right.
Right.
I'll never forget that because that was my grandma's fucking remote control. We had the little black and white TV we used to watch it on. We didn't even have the bunny ears. We had the coat hangers stuck in the back.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
You know what? I will say this too. The other day, her and I both caught it. We were flipping through, and now with Paramount Plus, you have what is live on CBS, just like if you turned it on your regular TV, and caught the half-hour noon news, the local noon news, mostly just for weather and traffic, but what came on right after that was The Young and the Restless. First of all, not even being people who are interested in those types of shows, within
have to watch
before
it.
the first commercial break, you were literally sucked in by what was going on the television.
I have never in my life
And-
watched soap operas.
And
ever.
two, what was amazing, not all the characters, but there are a handful of people on that show that are still on that show that were on that show when I was in fucking kindergarten and remember seeing episodes because my mom watched it.
Victor Newman.
Still on the show.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Still on the fucking show.
Dude, and do you know what it's like to fucking, a Puerto Rican woman with soap operas?
No.
And
I don't.
English soap operas. Thank God. My mom didn't start watching the Spanish ones until later on in life.
My
But
mom
the
never
English-
watched those, but I
There
will tell
was
you.
a TV in every fucking room, and every fucking room had their fucking novellas on. From the time it's
My mom's shows were The Young and the Restless,
Bold
Days
and
of Our
Beautiful.
Lives. She didn't watch Bold and the Beautiful. Days of Our Lives. And then these two aren't around anymore, but it was Another World and Santa Barbara.
Those are all on the other channel. My mom used to watch.
Yeah, because we watched whatever it was. It was CBS the first two, and then it was NBC for the second two or whatever.
My mom watched The Bold and the Beautiful, and
My
she
mom did not
watched.
watch
What was you just said it?
Days of Our Lives?
No, it was on the opposite channel. All those were on one channel, and then you said
Another
one
World?
that was on. No, that
Santa
was on-
Barbara.
Nope, those are all on the same channel. What was the other one you said?
It was Days of Our
It
Lives.
had Victor on it.
That's Days of Our Lives.
Nope. Victor's
Yeah,
not-
Victor
Young and
Newman's on
Restless.
Days of Our Young and the Restless. That's what I
Restless.
meant. That is what I meant, yeah.
There was the Young and the Restless. There was one more. I mean, it took up the whole fucking day. You didn't want to stay home from school because you weren't watching cartoons. Mom was fucking cleaning the house, and there was, even in your room, she had the fucking novellas on.
Yeah. Listen, my mom worked my mom was always working during the day. She was a mail lady for almost all that I can ever remember. She worked during the day. So there was no soap operas. If I came home, I watched Price is Right and Let's Make a Deal if I came home sick. But
My mom
what
worked
we
nights.
watched,
I got
I
fucked.
want to say it was Thursday nights, we watched Dallas and Falcon
Yep,
Crest.
yep. I remember Dallas and Falcon.
Yeah, see, my parents weren't into
We
it.
watched that.
My
and
parents,
MASH. My grandpa
My
loved
dad
MASH.
watched
I hated
MASH.
MASH. I fucking hated
My parents weren't
MASH.
into to Dallas and what was the other one?
Falcon
Falcon
Crest.
They weren't into those. I think those at that time slot because those were prime time. Like on the other channels was stuff like St. Elsewhere and Hill Street Blues,
Yeah,
and that's what my parents watched.
that didn't get no
What was
play
the
in
other
my
one?
grandma's house.
I think they watched Hunter for a while.
I don't even know what that is.
Simon and Simon was another one.
I remember Simon and Simon, and what was the one with the dude with the mustache?
Magnum PI.
Yep. They like that shit too. And Hawaii Five-0.
Yeah, we didn't watch that one much.
Yeah. And then as I got older, like the Hawaii Five-0 rubbed off on my cousins, so they like the Miami Vice. So
he was Miami Vice all the way.
See, there's my mom has pictures of me
they
from
used to
when
dress
the
up
Miami
me and my
Vice
cousin
days.
Ralph as Tubbs and Crockett.
Yeah,
Oh my
dude,
God.
I had outfits, bro. I had the white jacket, the white sport coat. I had fucking Hawaiian shirts. I was Crockett for about 2 summers.
Dude, terrible.
Don't even sound right.
Yeah, that's like a traumatizing part of my life. And the bad thing of that was, in the same time, being the spick that I am, we had the transition into the El DeBarge era. So, my hair went into that half mullet with a jerry curl on top because my mom thought that shit looked good. Oh my God. Remember that shit? To the beat of the rhythm of the night. Yeah. Oh my God.
I only remember the song. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
That's El DeBarge. That was like the Menudo of that day.
Wow.
Remember Menudo?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. I had that
was,
fucking traumatization. Ricky Martin.
Ricky Martin was in Menudo.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was a Hispanic boy band.
Every Saturday they fuck up cartoons to play their dumbass fucking spick music.
Saturday morning cartoons, 9 a.m. was the Smurfs. Don't fuck with my Smurfs.
I hated the Smurfs growing up. Just
Yeah,
because my older
I kinda
cousins
got on
loved
my
that
nerves,
shit.
too.
I was trying to watch Spider-Man or Ninja Turtles. Fucking Smurfs. Same episode every other fucking weekend. Smurfs. Look at that's Gargamel. That's Azrael. Yeah, I know who the fuck they all are, idiot. I fucking see it the first time. They only had one season, and then they just mixed it up 50 fucking times. They'll put episode 2 after episode 7. It'll just make you think you didn't see that shit. Yeah. I remember that.
I don't know. I don't remember any other cartoons Saturday morning but Smurfs, but I do remember, I want to say Saturday at 12 o'clock is when Kung Fu Theater came on.
I can't remember what time, but I used to watch it all the time.
My brothers used to watch that.
I remember.
Me and my
Kung Fu
mom
Theater.
used to watch Superhost. Remember Superhost?
Nope.
It was a dude. It was like an old dude who was like, he was parodying Superman, but he was dressed like a clown. So his face was white and he had a red nose. And he had like boxers on instead of the tights. And he would play like Three Stooges or Godzilla, shit like that. So that was the rest of my day. It was old black and whites of Three Stooges and Godzilla.
I do remember Great American Hero.
I remember that. I actually just fucking, on Tubi they got it. Like the whole shit.
That's one of the ones that I went back and now, because I've gone back and
Do you
looked
remember
at
the
some
song?
stuff.
Do you remember the song?
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. Hell yeah.
Somebody's using it in a commercial right now on like one of the sponsors. Like there's channels on all these streaming services too that are free,
sure
but they have commercial breaks.
Yeah.
And instead of a bunch of different commercials like on network TV, you have maybe 2 different sponsors that are sponsoring a block of time, and it's the same. And one of them is using that right now. I can't remember who.
That's the only one that
That's
when
been
we went
used
back
quite
to
a
look
few
at
times, actually.
One, I didn't remember how he had became the hero, which was awesome to watch. But it's
I loved
still,
his afro.
it was so awfully cheesy that I loved it.
Mork and Mindy.
Like, a lot of
I
these
remember
things,
Morgan Mindy.
we'd go back and watch it, I'd be like, oh my god, the nostalgia's better than the show. You know what I mean? Like, nostalgia's the only thing good with this show. No.
Yeah,
Great
there's
American
been
Hero is the shit.
Quite a few that I've seen that I'm like, oh my god. Like, I was addicted to the Incredible Hulk movie, like shows that used to be on TV.
This old show with
David
Lou
Banner.
Ferrigno
Lou
and-
Ferrigno,
Yeah, Freakno. Yep.
I got
Lou
the whole.
Ferrigno was in the Hulk movie.
Yeah.
The
He was
cameo
in-
was hilarious.
He was
one
in
of
a
the-
couple of them.
He was one of the cops coming out
Yeah,
of the building.
yeah, with Stan
Oh,
Lee.
and Knight Rider.
Knight Rider was one we watched.
Love Knight Rider.
I could still remember when they introduced Carr. Remember the evil kid?
Oh,
He
yeah.
was a silver fucking Trans Am.
That's good shit.
Carr was the shit. I was rooting for the bad guys. I don't know why.
I was like that too. Like if for He-Man, man, Evil Lynn was my bitch. I loved her. I didn't like the good people almost ever. Well, although Thundercats, I like.
Oh
Chitara
my
was
God.
the shit. Thunder.
The trauma I took from Thundercats.
Trauma.
When Thundercats first came out, I was like every other kid. This is awesome. This is like the new He-Man. You know, the dolls were bigger. The eyes lit up. You know, they were all. I even had the fucking tank that opened up with the mouth and shit. So that came out in like the summer. Like no, that came out in like the winter time. That spring, my mom made arrangements for us to spend the summer in Puerto Rico.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, they don't have English cartoons in Puerto Rico, but what they did have was the Thundercats cartoon in Spanish.
Oh no!
Do you know how frustrating it is to, and not even like subtitles or anything. It was just you had to make up your own story. Like I watched that whole season of Thundercats that whole summer, and I have still no clue what the fuck was really going on. And now I'm like, fuck the Thundercats.
I feel like we've made some growth here tonight. Really delving into the issues that make up
my
Marco.
traumas were the cartoons. But you know what's really fucked up? Like my mom was, you know, pretty. I wouldn't say the strictest, but you know, my mom was pretty strict. We had our bedtime and this and that. But my mom would let me stay up, and this was one weird things my mom liked to watch. Back in the day, on MTV, like at 1 o'clock in the morning, they would play Voltron, the original Voltron, and Ren and Stimpy. And my fucking mom would love it, and every once in a while, especially like on the weekends, she'd let me stay up and we'd watch Voltron. Remember the old... It was an ungodly hour. But, yeah, Voltron and Ren and Stimpy. And they were right after each other.
I still to this day don't know. I'm sure I have in one of my drunken stupors. But I still to this day couldn't tell you if I've ever watched a full episode of Ren and Stimpy.
You have.
Oh my god. Ren and Stimpy was my shit.
I watched a couple episodes the other day.
I think when everybody else was watching
I
Ren
gotta
and
be honest
Stimpy, I
with
was
you.
watching Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
I gotta be honest with you. It was not as funny as I remember it being. Like, I think the nostalgia of it.
I still watch it. I still love it.
Now,
Like,
I would love
Ren
to
and
find
Stimpy
Space Ghost.
shaped
I
my-
loved Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Coast to Coast.
Remember when he had that?
I just watched a
fucking talk show?
documentary on the beginning of Space Ghost and when it went to Coast and
Like,
all that.
Space Ghost, that itself sucked. I'm not gonna say it sucked, but it never. I understand why some people like it, but it never. I fuck it. But Coast to Coast was fucking hilarious.
Listen,
I never watched
One of my
Coast to
favorite
Coast.
cartoons is still Johnny Bravo.
Listen, Space Ghost Coast to Coast. My curfew growing up until I turned 18 was always like 10 or 11 o'clock, and my friends were out till midnight, and I was always had to be home. And I literally, sob story, I know, whatever. I would literally be sitting in my bed alone in my room playing solitaire with cards by myself watching Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Because everybody else was still out, and I had to be home.
Oh, my parents kept me away from drugs and alcohol when I was a teenager.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
Where I had to play cards while my best friend got fucking date raped. Where?
Whoa.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
Gotta look at both sides.
But let's also, bring to the table that even though I had, like, some of the most strict parents in the world, I still got date raped. And even though I still had to be home by 10 or 11, I still dabbled in things. So, I mean...
Yeah, but it was postponed.
Maybe a little. Which I understand. I got
Little.
kids now. I understand. You want to try and keep them innocent as long as possible.
Yeah. But sometimes too innocent fucks your kid up.
Too innocent means naive, and that's when you get fucked.
Yeah.
That was my problem, is I was naive to a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, see, my second set of kids, I try to keep away from the bullshit, and I think that was a bad idea. But we're not going to talk about that. All right, so where are we at?
Right.
Yeah.
We're at damn near midnight. We're going to close this shit down here. Let's try this again. Pull up the thing for Rowan. You do one, I'll do the other. So we make sure we get it right. So which one do you want to do? I'll do because you don't have the other one. All right, so with that being said, shout out to all our new listeners, all our new followers. Shout out to little Jay, because in 6 minutes it's gonna be his birthday. Woo! Woo! Happy your parents got laid 9 months to this year of this day or whatever.
You tried it.
Shit.
You did. You effort A.
Yeah. We
Execution F minus.
Right.
It happened. Happy fucking birthday. Thank you to all my haters. I love my haters. I will get you the address and all the details on that Light 'em Up show on the 27th. It's in Cleveland. Only 50 seats. So RSVP at eargasmcomedy.com, showcase.com, or on the Facebook thing. Go to the Upside Down Studios page. All our shit is there.
Right.
I'm competing against them shit. We got this Saturday we have a benefit for the autism. It is going to be in Youngstown. Pull it up again.
Off Connecticut Avenue.
The address is... It's not off Connecticut Avenue. It's on Connecticut. 368
Damn.
Connecticut Avenue, Youngstown, Ohio.
368 Connecticut Avenue.
And Greg and I are going to be DJing that, so come out and check us out. It's from 6:30 to 10:30 at night. There's going to be baskets. Even if there ain't shit there, if it's just a fucking bar and us, come kick it and get these kids some money.
Right.
All the proceeds, not some of them, all of them are going to the autism fund. And then we have the Ride for Rowan. You got that shit up?
Yep. That's going to be on May 1st. Rain date is going to be May 2nd. It is $20 a rider, $10 a passenger. Registration is at 9 a.m. Kid stands up at noon. This is going to be at the Eastside Civic Center at 968 East Midlothian in Youngstown. Public is welcome. It's $10 a person. DJ from 12 to 3. Band start at 4. Again, at the Eastside Civics at 968 Midlothian, Youngstown, Ohio. If you have any questions, call 216-704-9908.
That's it?
And then if you can't make it, they do have a donation website, which is RowansMemorialPark.com.
Yep, and all the proceeds are going to a little memorial park they're building for Rowan.
Yeah.
So come and check us out. Check out the Sorry Souls. Check out John Dante. Check out Don Cody. The Bus, the Eargasm Crew. We got motherfucking, we got Scotty coming up, full album Friday on
Yes,
Scotty.
Yep.
We got that stay-at-home comedy show that I'm usually a part of with the Eargasm guys. And my conspiracy show, whatever the fuck that is. What is the Area 50.9? Just short of the truth. And yeah, like I just said, you want to know what the fuck I'm saying, go to the Upside Down Studios Facebook page. We got all that shit posted on there.
Right.
And all the rest of our dumb shit. That being said, guys, we out.
Good night, y'all.
Stay safe.
Peace out.
Cody, 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 Cody.